All right, Brant, let the countdown begin to the pre-show.
Oh,
I love this.
all right. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Had a great day. And of course, this is highlight of the day. We get a chance to hang out together, do the stream show as the stream guys, and man, we have people jumping on already. Shouts out to you, Alex.
Awesome.
I want to see where can I put this. Let's put it across the top. So we got our names going here. There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Sup,
I am
Alex?
in the restream. We're restreaming across 7 different platforms or 7 different channels, and I will be in the restream chat, so it may come out as Ecamm or restream, but I'll put my name in front of it here, and I will be chatting there. And then we have some people helping us out in some of the other chat rooms, so you'll see. Try to get everybody taken care of.
So big shouts out to Will and Dave pre-show. Yeah, this is like we're just talking before the show goes to the show, and then after the show, guess what?
We going to the clubhouse?
We're going to the house, man. We're gonna club it up as the after show. Alex, good to see you, sir. Thanks for hanging out with us.
You, Will and Dave show. What we decided to do with our pre-show is, I was all up. If you're a live stream pro person, you follow Loria. She likes to do the dancing. Strick said he was not dancing, so because he didn't want me to embarrass him.
I don't want you to embarrass me, Brent, at all. Like, that's one of the reasons. I never told you that, but once you said that, hey, I'm a trained dancer, like, why would I try to compete with that?
Right. And that's when DJ told me he doesn't dance, he makes money moves. So
right, Rob, no dancing. There you go.
No dancing. So, you have to have that 10-minute kind of buffer to get. Literally, we're going across 7 different channels or 7 different locations in restream. So we kind of need this time for everything to catch up, all the servers to catch up, and broadcasting around the world from, I'm in my shed behind my house. I call it the stream shed here in Little Rock, Arkansas. Strict is in Alabama. So here's
and we got somebody shouting us out from London today. So
there you go. There you go. So it is crazy the amount of reach that you can get doing this stuff. So it's great. We can play some music if you know.
Yeah, I gotta get the music. I like the track that we had. Yeah. So Will and Dave, they're trying to get us in trouble. Loria does so much better at her dancing than I ever could. So she's all for it. Her countdowns are the best. I just, it's just me. So greetings, Walter. You know what I'm saying? Sammy, what's going on with you? Sammy the superstar. And man, we got some Facebook users. I don't know who the Facebook user is, but whoever you are, thank you for hanging out with us today.
Rob says in the chat, she shed. No, this is the stream shed. So
there you go.
This is my
I like that. And Eric, hello to you, sir. Yeah, music. Yeah, we're gonna get the music going for you.
You hear the music, can't you?
Yeah, I can hear.
Oh. I added that track in my roadcast.
Man, Atlanta, Georgia is like a hot spot for the stream show. So thank you, Eric, for hanging out with us tonight.
Hey, everybody, Eric especially, stay tuned because at the end of the show, we're gonna have a video from a super YouTube star who's kind of the fanboy for this person, and he is from ATL, and we'll show that later tonight.
Yeah, we got some unveiling to do. To do. Eric says super hot. Definitely.
I see Alicio says, love the new mic. Thank you very much. I guess we should say it right now. We have brought on Shure Microphones as a sponsor, and they were kind enough to send us the MB7. So I know I got mine all hooked up, and I really like it. So it's going into the Rodecaster Pro, and I think it's a great microphone. I'm using it just as an XLR microphone, so I think it's great. Hopefully it sounds good. So,
and I don't know how, where the distribution is, for shipments, but everything that we get from our show, you always get it before I do. I don't understand that.
Arkansas is always ahead of Alabama. I'm just saying.
That's not true.
No, I was saying, so tonight my wife was watching the Lady Razorbacks and we played Auburn basketball, but we won. So just saying.
Oh, did you guys win? That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
We'll give you that game. We'll give you that game. So big shouts out to Miss Collins. Glad you can win. So Chris Woods, shouts out to you, sir. Thanks for hanging out with us today. And Felicia, I see you. We see you over on Facebook. I don't know why it comes out as a user, but thank you for putting your name in there. And Sammy says it sounds great. Your microphone.
Awesome. Hey, did you know Sammy the Superstar is doing a kind of a sitcom on Amazon TV about him dating his old Macs? So that's pretty cool. He went through a lot of hoops to get there. So if you're an old Mac Pro user like I am, you can see the old Mac in the background here. Check out Sammy the Superstar. Sammy, put your link in the comments so everybody can check that out.
So I'm on right now doing the after show in Clubhouse, setting up the time so everybody can kind of see us do what we do. And I got my man Myron from Baltimore. What's up, man? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. So from London to Arkansas to Alabama, somebody said they were from another city. What did I miss? Atlanta and Baltimore.
Yeah, Mr. Riley has popped in. He's from LA.
That's what's up.
I mean, we got Baltimore. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know if anybody else has done this, but on my iPhone, I had to set the time zones, all the major cities around the world, because I want to know what time it is in all of our, when I'm chatting with somebody. All right. Arizona. Rob is from Arizona.
That's what's up.
All right, Eric, where are you from? I just saw an emoji from Eric. I want to say Richmond, that was Sweden, but
VA. That's what's up. I used to have this saying when I was on the radio, and my sayings was that I was all over the world. And this was really right before they started streaming like the radio station online. So once they did that, I was like, I'm for real. Like, people are listening to me right now in Japan. But literally, with the stream show, we are all over the world. Brant, do you get nervous about that kind of stuff, Brant? Eric's from Switzerland.
Get nervous as much. Switzerland, yeah. So I don't really get nervous, but when I was walking out here, I was probably a couple hundred feet from my house to my stream shed, and I'm thinking, I'm just walking to work and I'm about to go live all over the world. Yep. I just think that's the amazing part of technology. So just a real quick checkup. I said people are saying they don't see us certain places. I am seeing us live on our YouTube page. If you don't see us in certain places, it just might be a timing issue, but things will catch up.
Let's see what's going on. Have you checked them all? Like, I thought I saw Restream already.
Let me check everything here. Oh, we got somebody here from New Jersey. Will and Dave show said the internet time zone, whatever time people are awake, is internet time zone. That's yep, correct. Because I see people going at 1, 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, you know. Let me see here. I'll check Ecamm groups here. So we had, like I said, we're going through 7 different locations, so it's kind of hard to make sure we're caught up with everybody, make sure that we're streaming everywhere we're supposed to be streaming. We're using Restream to do that. They're also a partner with us. So I noticed we're at 48 seconds, so we're about to go to our open, and we're going to launch the show.
Salt Lake City is watching. Thank you, Jason. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We got a great show tonight.
We're going to have to make a map, like to have a pin. I want to get every 50 states plus all the countries around the world, so we'll have to do that. All right, we're about to go 24 seconds, so I'm going to stop talking because last time I talked through the open.
It is completely okay, guys. We absolutely love this. And then, of course, you know, we got people all the way in Hawaii, you know, Honolulu Woodshop. You know, I guess that's where he's located. My man Doc Rock checking in with us. Big shouts out to you.
2, 1.
And we are live. My name is Strick.
And I'm Brant, and we are the Stream
Guys. And you're on the Stream Show right now. Of course, in this show, we have special guests that we always bring through, but we also do production reviews. We want to know how you are uniquely using Ecamm in your setup.
You know, and one of the things that we talked about this back and forth a lot when we started the show. We try to distill it down to the core of what we do, and what we do is we want to help streamers succeed, because I know that everybody's out there, they have a different purpose. Some people are streaming for Mr. James in LA, is streaming for his school. He's a teacher streaming for his kids. There's people that are streaming cooking shows. They're making their living off of streaming. So we understand what you guys are going through, and we want to help you the best we can.
And our helping you is giving you information coming in every Sunday night, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Central, me and Brant's time. And we'll give you information that you need the best way that we can. And bringing in guests, we have some superstar guests coming, but there's none better than what we have today. This guy has really cornered the market when it comes to graphics, and I am so excited to have him here because I've learned a lot from what he has done online through the Ecamm community and what he's done with the Let's Get Live community. Being a part of those groups has really helped me do a better job with graphics. And I'm still working on it, Brant, man. I still am. My thumbnails are getting better. We have like a little template we like to use, and it's been working. What do you think?
You know, everything has been working great. I come from a graphic design background, and I've done graphics my whole life. And I studied in college. I do it as a profession, but I still watch all of Bradley's stuff because he just shows things that I didn't think about. So one of the things I love about Bradley is he uses Keynote. So if you're using Ecamm, it's Mac only, and Keynotes is free with your Mac, and he's really helping you level up everything and using something way out of what it was meant to be used to do animated graphics, animated fly-ins. I mean, it's super complicated but super easy. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, because if you sit down at Keynote and you try to do it after Bradley does, hey, you could make this in Keynote, and I've tried to sit down in Keynote, and I'm telling you, oh my God, he makes it look so easy. But if you go step by step, and he actually made a post today of his watch time, and I know why his watch time is like through the roof, because you got to go back, go back. And once you do that, you can really have an understanding of how Keynote works, but more importantly, what good graphics look like, whether that's, your countdown, whether that's, names at the bottom. We're still working through some of that as we are learning, and that's why we got him here today. So
let's bring him on up.
Bradley Vinson right here on the Stream Show, having him come on right now. There he is. Maybe not right now, but right now. Bradley, how you doing, sir?
How you doing, Bradley?
Did I disconnect him? Did we get him disconnected? Let me see if we can. There we go.
Will and Dave said Bradley is the bomb.
He is the bomb. Bradley, are we still here? It is not connected right now. Let's go back. You know what? I think I may have lost everybody.
No, let's reconnect. So one of the things that I've always said is I did live production in television for many years, and whatever can go wrong will go wrong. We can go live. So you got to just work through it. So if you are live streaming, understand that you will have issues. This is reaching out all over the world. Alex Hernandez says Bradley fell asleep. No, I think we just lost connection.
We just lost connection because he's right there. Bradley, man, how are you doing? I appreciate you. The technology, right? You gotta love it.
Saying that it booted me off and then it let me back in. So
there you go.
Awesome.
There you
That's the
go.
one thing about technology, man. You can never tell where it's going to freeze you at, right? So it probably did look like I was sleeping. I was like, that's not me. I'm looking at the screen. Yeah, I didn't doze off, y'all. I'm here.
Hey, we appreciate you being here with us. Man, we were talking about how you are the graphics guru and you use Keynote to kind of help teach people how to do graphics inside of their live stream. And that being said, my first question for you today, Bradley, is what software do you really recommend? I know you do a lot of teaching in Keynote, but is there other things that people could do overlays or graphics in?
I tell people use what you're comfortable with, but I want to give 2 criteria to whatever software that you do use if you're trying to make graphics for video, right? The 2 things I look for: can it make transparency natively? Can it cut a shape out of a shape so you can do an overlay, right? And if it can do those 2 things, you can pretty much work with any software that you're comfortable with. I happen to use Keynote because it's free, easy to use, shallow learning curve where I can teach people. But I use all the staple programs, right? That high-end stuff. But I've kind of found my home with Keynote, and I can help people get comfortable with that. So that's my preference right now is Keynote.
That's awesome. Now, saying that, did it take a learning curve for you to get comfortable with Keynote?
Well, I used Keynote, 100 years ago, right? I made a couple of presentations. I don't know. I mean, it feels like 10 years ago. And I stopped messing with Keynote because I don't really do presentations. And as you guys have mentioned earlier, I was in the Ecamm group last year around April or May, and someone brought up that they were having an issue making graphics and they heard Keynote could do it. So I opened up Keynote again pretty much for the first time last year around April or May, and just started kind of tinkering with it, and it brought us to where we are now. So I was pretty much a Keynote newbie up until last year.
So if you can explain real quick, and I want kind of everybody to understand, because a lot of people are new to graphics and video production. So explain, when you say cut out, explain to people what an alpha channel is, if you don't mind, real quick.
Yeah, I mean, in layman's terms, it's basically you're cutting a hole in something, right? So just like right now, the window that you see me in, the spot you can physically see me in, that's a hole in the gold box, right? And that's the alpha channel. Basically, you just want to create transparency. So when you load that graphic or that animation or that movie, you want to be able to see something through it. You got to have an alpha channel, or if it's a PNG, just a transparent area to see things through.
So we had a question real quick from the Will and Dave show, and it says, does PowerPoint work for this like Keynote? I have several friends who are much more proficient in PowerPoint instead of Keynote.
Keynote, as I said just now, use whatever software you want, but Keynote cannot subtract a shape from a shape, one of my prerequisites, right? But it can, PowerPoint can't, I'm sorry, PowerPoint can't do that, but it can export with transparency, but it's not easy. And I'm going to tell you how to do that right now. I'm going to give you an inside tip that PowerPoint won't even tell you how to do it, right?
Okay.
So
we are ready. Hold on. Let me get you on the front screen. We need to have it here.
So say you draw a basic lower third. It's basically a rectangle with your name in it, then another rectangle with your title in it, right? So you have those 2 rectangles on the screen, and you want to have a transparent background. What you have to do is select all those items and then go to the right click and pick Save as Picture. And then you'll have an option to save that as a PNG. There's no way in the File menu or the Export menu to do that. It has to be a right click, Save as Picture, and then you can pick PNG. So PowerPoint even gives you a workaround to save a PNG that's not easy. You have to select all the elements and then export that through saying Save as a Picture. So it can be done in PowerPoint. You cannot subtract a shape from a shape. What you can do, though, is draw rectangles to draw your frame. So then that way you just have 4 rectangles, right? You didn't have to make a hole in it. Just have a picture frame. And you can export that as a picture, PNG. So those are 2 ways that you can do that.
Now, so this is the things everybody should know. If you're a Premiere Pro user, you use Illustrator or After Effects, all those programs will do what we're talking about. But Keynote is free. And if you're using Ecamm, you're a Mac person because it is Mac only. And Keynote,
as of today, I'm working on that. Yeah.
Is that
as of today? Because I'm trying to work on that with Apple.
The animation part, right? The animation part that it does. You don't have to do keyframes. You have to do all that stuff. There's some built-in animation in Keynote that can really level up how you look without a lot of work.
Right. And, and there's a level of cheese, I call it, right? So if you're doing the sparkles, and I stay away from those, but there's plenty of built-in animations that can give you a pro look, right? Because I try to tell people I want to take you from playful to pro. So we don't use sparkles unless, you might be a magician or you might be a fireworks professional, right? You might want to use sparkles, but I don't use some of those, built-in things. Yeah, but there's plenty in there that you can do some cool things with.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Brant, as you can tell, having somebody here to talk about the technical parts of overlays and graphics sparks everybody's attention. The comments are going so fast, it is hard for me to even put them on the screen. But we need this.
Over here too.
I know we need this because there's such a need. Now, the need, even for you, Bradley, if you don't mind telling us kind of like your backstory to how you got started, even being the Keynote guy or the graphics guy inside of the community.
Well, web and multimedia design back in 1996, before the internet, as most of us knew, even existed in a commercial way, right? So I've been doing this for a while. And I bought I bought Ecamm way back when they had these deals on it, right? $49 or $79. And I bought it and I played with it for a little bit, but I was doing other kinds of videos, right? Not a Bradley teaches type of thing. And the Rona, as I call it, hit. Everybody's at home and I'm on Facebook, and I decided to dig in more to this Ecamm community because it was just a vibrant community. And like I said, one day somebody said, hey, I was trying to do this lower third in Keynote, but I can't figure it out. And I'm like, Keynote can do that? And I mean, quite honestly, that's how it started. That day I jumped into Keynote, started tinkering and playing around and used this tool and that breaks, and okay, export it this way. That works. That doesn't work. That looks good. That doesn't look good. I answered that person's question, and then somebody else asked a question. So I answered that question. Somebody else asked a question. So I answered that question. Then I just started kind of going live in the group on a scheduled basis. And I was just Bradley teaching people stuff, right?
Right.
And then one day I said, you know what? Let me just, buy a domain name. Let me start a YouTube channel. Let's just see how it works. And I bought the domain name Bradley Teaches, man, and the rest is history. It was funny that I had about 20 subscriptions to my YouTube channel with no videos on it.
And what do you have now? What do you have now?
I have roughly 1,400, and the channel is about 7 months old. And it's crazy because I'm not YouTube monetized, but brands are reaching out to me now to do tutorials for their software to help their communities. And I love that because that's what I want to do is empower people to use the product to the best of their ability. So, and Keynote is a challenge because it's a simplified tool. So how can I make something simple look cool, right? So that's my daily challenge. I jump in and I just play with Keynote, right? And I make game shows, and I'll make a PTI bar or some kind of transition or some kind of, I just watch television. Oh, that's cool. Let me see if Keynote can do that. And that's just kind of how I roll, man, day to day.
You were launching the Biden lower thirds the day that it came out. I seen that time.
Well, it was funny because somebody sent me a picture, said, oh, hey, Brad, LOL, right? Because I have this thing that I call Hold My Lemonade Challenge, because I don't drink tea and I don't drink beer, right? So I say, hey, hold my lemonade. Let me try that. And every now and then I'll get a DM that somebody saw something on ESPN or like they saw the election coverage, and they'll just say, hey, Brad, what do you think? And I said, okay, let me see what I think. So I was watching it like most of the rest of the world, right? And so I did a little recording of it on my phone so I can, know what's going on with the animations, and opened up Keynote and started playing until I got it. Till I got the colors and the fonts and the size right. And once it was done, it was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it for anything in particular. So let me just give it to y'all. So that's kind of how I roll.
So hey, real quick, we got we have a question in here. In Keynote, how do you output a video? And I know you've told this 100 times, so maybe you can let them know real quick.
Yeah, I mean, you basically export as movie. That's how you output a video. And once you have two video types, right? So if I'm gonna do a full screen video with no transparency, I just export an MOV file. And it usually comes out as an MP4, but it's a solid background movie. The other type is an Apple ProRes 4444 movie, right? But it's basically a presentation saved in a movie format with transparency. So that's how I do it, because Keynote would actually allow you to use transparent movies where other streaming apps do not. They prefer animated GIFs. So the movie is a higher resolution, and I just work on making the rotation look seamless. And so you don't know, it might be a 2-second movie, but you can play it for 10 minutes for your whole, countdown. So that's how I do it. That's awesome. Was that too long of an answer?
No, that was a great answer. It's a great answer. I think that it's funny. Me and Brant was going to ask the same question out of the comments. Comments are moving so fast, Bradley. I just don't know what even to say, how fast these comments are coming into us about graphics. So we're going to try our best to keep going with this, because you're providing, number one, some great content for us. I mean, this is just completely unbelievable to have you here on the show. But I do want to ask you a particular question. As Bradley, as you have moved into doing this full time, you also, well, not full time. I know when you first was saying, hey, I'm just, what's your granddaughter's name?
Alana's Pawpaw.
Alana's Pawpaw. Uses Alana's Pawpaw. Yeah. Now you're Bradley Teaches, and you actually have a show that comes on Ecamm's network. Can you tell us about the show and how that came about?
Yeah, I mean, I've been active in the Ecamm community for a while, and they've been supporting me and kind of been in my corner since day one. And I'm very appreciative to them, because my growth organically happened inside that community, right? It nurtured me. And so I want to do all I can to support that community. But I also want to have my own home base, so to speak, right? So I moved over to YouTube, and Ecamm was fully supportive of that. But we're sharing this show, right? Because we're going to stream it. We do stream it on Ecamm's YouTube channel and my YouTube channel. It's every Tuesday. And it's basically what we're doing here right now today, outside of me putting Keynote on the screen and showing you things, right? It's a Q&A show. It's a graphics review show. It's a workshop show. And it's basically called the Ecamm Graphics Workshop. And we jump online for an hour every Tuesday, and I help you workshop out what you're dealing with. I answer your graphics questions. I'll open up Keynote, and you say, hey, I've been trying to do XYZ. Well, hey, let's jump in Keynote and do it. And so it's just a show that I want to give back to the community and empower people. And that's where it came from. It's just an extension of what I used to do in the Ecamm community. We're just pulling that out and putting it on YouTube instead.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So when it comes to graphics, is there any time where there could be too much graphics? Like how much is too much?
When your graphics take over the content. Because as you see, most times when I'm teaching or whatever I'm doing, whenever I'm on video saying something, at most, I may have one graphic on the screen, and I'm the graphics guy, right?
Right.
When I do my other speaking, because I also serve the grieving community as a chaplain and as a grief advocate, I may use a sidebar and things like that. But in all times, graphics are only to enhance your content. Graphics should never take over your screen, right? You are the focus, and what you're saying is the focus. So whenever you get to a point where there's too much going on with your graphics, that's too much. It's in the eye of the beholder, right? I'm more of a simplified kind of guy. I'm kind of steak and potatoes. I like it simple, but I know the people that I serve may want more exotic stuff and stuff flying all over the place. So I show people how to do that, right? It's not necessarily my thing, but I like simplified graphics that enhance what you're doing and are noticeable, but don't take over the content.
I like that. I like that. Brent, you have a question for him, or do we have anything in the comments we can ask?
Well, I think somebody said they were from Singapore to Poland, so we are all over the world right now. one of the things that I'll ask, this is kind of I'm a graphic designer by trade too, and I know a lot of people may not know this, but Bradley, how many fonts and how many colors, what is your opinion on that? Because there's so many options, right? When you start looking at Keynote.
Right. I tell people this about graphics in a general sense. If your graphic does not work in black and white, color is not going to help it. So good design is good design, right? You can use color to enhance or to showcase something, but don't use color necessarily as a design element and go too far, right? Text is meant to be read, R-E-A-D, not R-E-D, R-E-A-D. So all these different fonts, script fonts, a ton of different fonts on the screen, tiny fonts. If people can't read them, why are they on the screen at all, right? So simplify, use your graphics to enhance, use as few fonts as you can. Typically sans serif. I don't want to get too nerdy, but serif means
no, give it to us. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Times New Roman is a serif font. Garamond is a serif font. Serif means feet, right? That little thing at the bottom when it's a I and it has a little thing at the top and bottom. Right. That means feet. Sans serif means no feet. So Helvetica, Arial, Futura, those are sans serif fonts. You want to stick to sans serif fonts because they're easy to read at small sizes. They're easy to read when it's a lot of it. You're not looking at a book. You're looking at a screen. And serif fonts are easy to read on paper. Sans serif fonts are easy to read on screen because they're pixels. You can kind of get the little jumping around and stuff, right? But when they're straight, you don't have as much of that vibration around your characters. So sans serif fonts, as few fonts as possible, as few colors as possible. Use your graphics to enhance your content, not take over your content.
Brant, if people are not going out right now and sharing this video, the stream show with their friends, they're really missing out. You're not helping your friends out because I have personally gone through a tutorial listening to, I didn't know that. I didn't know you can have feats or no feats on your font.
One of the things that I love that he said was, I do the same thing. I design logos a lot for people, and it's kind of a habit, but I always go black and white first because I'm going to date myself here. The logo had to look good on a fax machine, right? Or a black and white copier. But if you're going to go print your logo as a business card, or you're going to make shirts, right? One color is cheaper than two colors. So it better look good in one color until you can afford to step up to 2 and 3 colors. So definitely try to stay within a color palette, 1 or 2 colors. And if it looks good, then it'll look good, in full color when you get a chance.
Yeah. And then the caveat with this, because we're on video, right? If you cannot control your background or what's on the screen, black or white or just very bright or very dark colors are the best to go, right? Because I can control my environment. So whatever graphics I put on the screen, I know they're going to look good. I'm not going to have a black bar pop out on top of my shirt because you won't be able to see it, right? And I even know what shirt I'm going to wear in every video, right? I know my background is going to look like this every time. And so knowing those things also helps with your graphics too. And so it's a full type of thing, right? Now, and I'll throw out this little just nugget in a general sense.
Please give us some more nuggets. Yeah. Yes, sir. We want them.
Yeah, like I said, you can use whatever software you want to make your graphics, whatever you're comfortable with, right? But I want to encourage you, start off with pencil and paper. Draw out what you want to show up on your screen. Then open up whatever software you're going to use and figure out how to make that software give that back to you. What tends to happen, especially with these web-based graphics programs, and I won't say any names, but you can tell who's using what because of what they're producing. Because they grab a template and just let the template give them something versus, no, this is the look I want. Let me see if I can make this software do that for me. And that is a telltale sign of someone digging in and making graphics their own versus, oh, I'll just make this box green in their template and export it, right? And so if you want to get unique, those are ways to get unique too. When you jump in, start off with a pencil and paper, start off with a sketch and say, hey, let me see if I can make Canva do this. Let me see if I can make Keynote do this. And that's always how I go in. I don't let any software spit back a design at me. I jump into the software saying, this is my idea. Can I make it do that? And if you do that, it'll empower you to be more creative.
Wow. Listen, I want to shout out Miss Christine for hitting us up with buy me a coffee. She bought us a coffee today, but I got to say this, man, like if we get anything through this show, it's got to go to Bradley. I mean, the information that he's dropping on us, I've learned a lot. Like, Brent, what do you say about like just some of this basic information that somebody like me would not have a clue about?
I would say if I'm lazy or I'm busy, let's just say I'm busy, can I just buy this? Can I just get it handed to me, Bradley?
That's a good question.
You know what's funny? Like I said, all of my growth came from the inside of the community. And actually, I have a store where I sell digital products because somebody said what you just said. Thank you, Bradley, for teaching me. Can I just buy it? And I was like, people want to buy this stuff? And so, yeah, so I actually created a digital product store, and it's store.bradleyteaches.com. And that'll get you there. Yeah, but I have some free stuff there too, and I have all kinds of things. So
store.bradleyteaches.com. I'm going to try to put that in the chat real quick.
We're going to make sure that gets in the comments, Bradley. Man, this has been a wealth of information. Could you tell us again, your show that comes on, how can people see you on a weekly basis?
Yeah, I'm going live every week on Ecamm's YouTube channel and my YouTube channel, Bradley Teaches, at 2 p.m. Central. So Bradley Teaches at 2. That's a good way to remember it. 2 p.m. Central on Tuesdays. Bradley Teaches Tuesday at 2. I tried to make it so somebody could remember it.
Oh, I got it. That's good.
Yeah, so go there, bring your questions with you. I answer questions live. I love people trying to stump me with their graphics questions. I love that stuff. I don't get embarrassed if I can't figure out. We're just going to have some fun together. So come on in, ask me your graphics questions. If you want me to review your graphics or something like that, you got to send them to me early. So if you go to either one of those channels, there's a form link where you can go there and submit your graphics for me to review them live on the show. And I tell you this, tough love is still love.
I got you.
So remember that. Yeah. But we're going to have a good time. And yeah. Well, I'm just honest. Yeah. I mean, but I want to empower people. And sometimes I want them to know that it's from my head, not from the heart. I'm never doing anything to discourage anybody with whatever they create. And here's the thing about it, right? I have nearly 30 years of graphic design experience, so you don't have to. I want to help you and encourage you and empower you. But you know what? If you like unicorns and rainbows and scripty fonts, that's your video. Do what feels good to you. Don't let anybody like me tell you what's good for you. I just want to give you what I think overall are some good things to consider. I never want to make anybody do anything because that's what I would do, right? It's your video, your content, but I think I have some good ideas that can help you, kick it up a notch and just have your viewership understand and can relate and can enjoy your videos a little bit better.
That's awesome. Man, Bradley hit a home run today on the show. We thank you so very much for your time, sir. I mean, people can get this on a constant basis. All they have to do is go in the comments. Brant, you've already put them out there, and Bradley has said, hey, This is when my times are. Let me see if I can repeat it. It's Bradley Teaches on Tuesdays at 2. Did I get it?
Yeah,
you the man.
That's what I'm talking about. Listen, if I can get it, anybody can get it. So thank you so very much for hanging out with us, Bradley. We have so much going on in this studio right now. It is amazing. So guests,
don't we?
Yeah, we do have some more guests, but we also have a TubeBuddy review that we want to do really quick. But before we do that, I want to see if you have time to any comments that were made that you want to highlight or anything you wanted to say before we went to this next segment.
Well, I put into the comments the store.bradleyteaches.com. Check him out because you could buy some of these things right off the shelf. Make sure you check out his show. Some people are asking if we were doing Skype or what we're using, but we are using the native interview mode for Ecamm. So it's working great. Doc says Lobster and Comic Sans are not good for anyone. I know. Sometimes Comic Sans could work if you're doing a comic show.
Hey, what's wrong with lobster? Like, we can't eat lobster now?
There's this graphic designer thing. You can't use certain fonts, right?
Oh, the lobster is a font.
Yeah, it's a font. So Lobster and Comic Sans are some, the ones that we always joke about not to use. But, like Bradley says, I think I've watched a lot of Bradley's videos, and I think that he always comes with it with constructive criticism. Like, he doesn't say this sucks. I mean, he's like, that looks good, but it could look better if you do this. So I think that's what's great about Bradley. So, and I will say this right now, I'm going to challenge Bradley. He said he likes to be stumped. So I was watching, my big thing, I like to watch CNN late at night, and I watched Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo, and they had a 5-shot graphic on CNN on their show that I would love to see reproduced. So that's your challenge, Bradley. I want to see that.
I will find that, and you will see it soon. Let me see if we can make that happen.
All right, I appreciate it because it's super slick, super clean, and kind of like the graphic you did with Biden. But I think it'll be real popular with everybody.
I mean, it's like a 5 window for 5 guests kind of thing.
Yep, it's just, and they're all in line. It's very symmetrical, very blocky. But just check out. It'll either be, it's like at 10 o'clock. Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo kind of hand off to each other, and it kind of reminds me of myself and Strick. And check that out. And I think that would be a really cool graphic because sometimes, as we get more and more people on the show, we have a 5-picture graphic. I just like that everybody's on screen. It's very symmetrical, very clean. I think you will. I think you can turn that out.
Cool, man. Appreciate the challenge.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
the challenge.
So I want to do this really quick. I mean, we have so many people in the comments. Thank you guys for coming to the show. Everybody from London. Like, I want to shout out the people in London that are here.
Poland.
Poland too.
Singapore and Poland and London.
Y'all gonna make this little boy from Alabama cry. You know what I'm saying? I got people all over the world watching us. But before I cry, I want to tell you this. If you are using Ecamm, in the descriptions, we do have a free link for a trial of Ecamm. If you know someone that needs that, please go over there. But I'm saying
I will post that again in the comments.
But I'm really saying if they're using Ecamm, TubeBuddy is a great match if they have a YouTube channel. That's where I really want to get to. And we have a free trial of that as well, because this is the time that we have Rob come in, Rob Balasabas from TubeBuddy. He has a YouTube channel review that's about to go down right now.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Rob here, Rob Balasabas with TubeBuddy, DJ Strick and Brant. Thank you so much for letting me have this regular slot inside of your weekly live stream. Also, thank you to Katie, Caleb, and the entire Ecamm fam for supporting, fellow creators, like DJ and Brant as well. So yeah, really excited to do this with you guys again this week. And this week we've got a really awesome sorry, I'm so used to being a live stream host, but not guest, but a channel to review. So let me share my screen and let's jump into Walter Jeanette's channel. Awesome. So Walter has a really awesome channel. You guys can see his banner is really well done. He is a branding guy, so he's got his face, which is awesome. I always tell people, if you're showing up in your videos, make sure you have your face, your headshot, picture of yourself on the banner so that people know who you are. His name is clearly there. I like that he has Walter in color and then Jeanette in sort of black and white outline, which is really cool to like have that difference, and it pops really well with the shadow. He tells you exactly what his channel is about. It's branding, gear reviews, podcast, and strategy, which is awesome. And then he tells you creating new content every single week. So this checks off every single box in what we tell people to do, which is this, and also just to tell people how often you're going to be showing up, right? So that people know when to expect you. Are you a weekly, daily, monthly new videos? All right. One thing here on the banner for Walter, I would say, is make sure, Walter, that these links here on the bottom right of your banner, you can change them. All right, so instead of saying just Facebook, say connect with me on Facebook, or join my free Facebook group, or follow me on Instagram for behind the scenes. Right, so make it more of a call to action that is very clear and concise, and also tells the benefit of why they should head over to those channels. All right, so that is a really quick tip right there. Walter, I would definitely tell you to do some YouTube shorts. I think, I see some of the stuff that you're doing on Instagram, which is awesome. You're really good. You show up on camera really well. So I would suggest that you do some YouTube shorts. You did this one here, but this is more of a full-length video that's just vertical. But if you did a YouTube shorts, repurposing some of the things that you're doing on Instagram, I think it would be really solid, really powerful. And I think, it would reach a lot of people and help your channel grow. Okay, so make sure you do that. Also, I would go and create some really optimized playlists. So for example, you've got some really good sections here. You've got some really good playlists. I'm going to jump into gear reviews, this playlist right here. Now playlists are searchable, so make sure that you're optimizing the title. So instead of gear reviews, you may say gear reviews for creatives, or gear reviews for worship leaders, or gear reviews for creative ministries, right? Things like that. Also, make sure that you are filling out the description for your playlist so that it's optimized, so that, just like the way that you would optimize your title and description on your videos on YouTube, optimize your playlist the same way, your title and your description for your playlist. That way it can be found on search as well, because that happens, right? People are, when you're searching different terms and things on YouTube, playlists will also come up in the search results. So make sure that yours is positioned to come up as well, because that's awesome. Because if people click on your playlist when they search for something, then they're going to potentially watch multiple videos from your channel, which is really good. All right. Now, really quickly, I want to take a look at this one here. This is your third newest video as of recording this review. Make sure that you are using SEO Studio. All right, so that you're optimizing your title with your description and your tags. All right, so just make sure that you are looking at SEO Studio, because basically inside of TubeBuddy's SEO Studio, it will make it super easy for you to make sure that your title, tags, and description are all optimized for search for YouTube. One of the best practices here is in your description, you want to make sure that you are repeating partially and fully your primary keyword phrase. And so, how to design custom thumbnails is, my guess, is your primary keyword phrase. Make sure that you're optimizing that and mentioning that, fully and partially in the first 200 characters of your description for every video. Make sure that you're also using that as a tag, how to design custom thumbnails here, right, inside of your tags, okay? And then that needs to be in the description, the first 200 characters, because that's what YouTube tells us is what they pay attention to. And then everything else is the way that you're doing. All the links to support you, your affiliate links, all that stuff can be here right below the first 200 characters of your description. All right. Also, these the hashtags can go anywhere in your description. So usually what we do at TubeBuddy is we put them at the very bottom. Okay, put them at the very bottom, because it doesn't matter where you put them in the description, they're gonna show up here anyway. All right, so even if you put them at the very bottom, it's still gonna show up here. So again, prioritizing your description with the first 200 characters is the SEO optimized part of your description, then all the links, and then your hashtag can go at the very bottom right here. All right, so that is it for me today. Walter, if you have any questions, if there's anything that I can help with, if you want to dig into a few of these things a little bit more, just let me know, reach out to me. And again, thank you to Brant and DJ Strick for letting me have this regular spot on your show. Congratulations on the success, and just keep on rolling. If there's anything I can do to help anyone here, reach out, and make sure you do check out TubeBuddy. The guys, DJ and Brant, have a link to give you 30 days free on any of our paid plans. And so check that out. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm here for you guys. All right. Have a good week. Take care.
Hey, listen, there's nothing else like having a segment from TubeBuddy and having Rob Balasabas himself review channels. So, Walter, if you're out there somewhere, brother, you just got hooked up, man. So he gave a lot of good information about your page. I need you to level up your YouTube channel.
Yeah, and if you're watching in the links, I actually put a link to our TubeBuddy affiliate link there. Then you'll get the free 30 days that he talked about. And, you know, we love TubeBuddy because if you're trying to run a show, it automates a lot of things. And there's a lot to do to run a show. Is that right, DJ?
It is a lot to do to run a show. And so keep it going. I do want to say this. If you are out there and you don't have Ecamm as a production system for you, if you have a Mac computer, Ecamm works on Macs only, and we do have a free trial for Ecamm as well in the description, and it should also be in the comments as well.
Yep, I put that in the comments, so check that out. And you know, if you're a Mac user, you got to use Ecamm.
It's really that simple. So talking about Ecamm, you know, parts of this show, we did the TubeBuddy review. Of course, we have special guests, and we have some guests that will be coming up next week. We do have a special reveal at the end of the show tonight. Before we go to Clubhouse, we will end with another reveal of someone that's going to be coming to the show that you do not want to miss that. That being said, we do production reviews. So we're going to see a production review right now from Bishop Donald Oliver, and he's been in the Let's Get Live community showing us how to do special things. He is a real tech guy and a preacher all at the same time. So it's our pleasure to have him come on to our show. So Bishop, let's see what you got, sir. You ready to go? There he is.
Oh, hey, blessings to each of you, my brothers, Brant, Strick, and to Ecamm and the family that's out there. We greet you in the name of the Lord. It's awesome. Thank you for this opportunity to join in with you. I see you had my mentor, my graphic mentor, that is, Bradley Teaches. He is definitely the bomb. And
yes, he is.
We definitely salute him. We're grateful for his insight. Yes, the family of Ecamm, and specifically the LGL family, that crew, with Doc Rock and Diana Gladley and just everyone that makes it up, Eliso and India, you know, just kind of shout out parts of the family, all working together. I have had a great time of learning and being challenged.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's what the family is good for. Like, you know, we'll applaud you and then show you how you could do whatever it is just a little better. So today, I know you have a very unique setup, and you're using Ecamm in ministry. But can you kind of show us what your setup looks like and how you're using it?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll show you what it looked like, and then I'll tell you what it looks like now. When I first started, I believe using what's in your hands, right? And using in your hands means whatever is available to you. I'm actually working on a iMac Mini 2012. Don't tell Doc.
I know, right?
But it works. There you go. And we're going to pull up shortly to an M1 that's in our view. It's just slightly out of reach, but it's going to be here shortly. But I am running right now on a Mac Mini 2012 using a USB microphone, Fine microphone USB.
Okay.
And I hope it sounds okay.
It does.
To kind of speed it up, I'm utilizing Audio Hijack, right? Rogue Amoeba.
Okay.
Got to use Audio Hijack into Loopback. So I bring that into Ecamm so that I'm able to kind of get a better quality sound than what the USB mic would normally just put out on its own. And the camera that I'm using is, let me tell you, it's top notch. It is high end. It is the best in the industry. Let's see. I am using the iPhone 11
I love
Pro.
it. I love it.
Okay.
Can we just stop you right there and let that marinate for everybody? Can you say that again? You're using
I am utilizing The best in the industry. I mean, what I have at my disposal.
Right.
The iPhone 11 Pro is my main camera of choice, and I am utilizing something called Clean Feed in order to get it out from the phone, USB, into my Mac Mini, into Ecamm, and it's glowing up and it's showing up.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So when you say Clean Feed, is that an app that you have on the phone?
It is. It is an app in the App Store. I know there are those who are using Filmic Pro,
right,
which is also another dynamic app. But I have chosen to use Clean Feed, and it is working for me. Okay?
That's great. Well, you look good. You look good. I really want to say that. Like, if you didn't tell us you were on iPhone, I would not have been able to guess it. The Will and Dave shows say they're using iPhone 6S. You know, there are people that are using iPhones in this system, and they make them look really good. So in order for you to get a picture that you have right now, can you kind of tell us what's some of the things that if someone does have an iPhone, they would want to think about and do to get a picture like you have?
Well, again, the better the iPhone, the most recent 24 megs. I mean, you're talking about the type of image from the phone, the quality of the phone.
Right.
Yes, from the phone. Okay, because by itself, the phone takes beautiful pictures, right?
It does.
Beautiful videos. So you're capturing that into your production software of choice for the Mac. Ecamm, of course, right?
So the question that I was asking is, you know, what we say all the time with phones, they do have a slightly smaller, well, a smaller sensor. So with a smaller sensor, you want to have more lights to be able to get the best picture. Is that what you have to compensate with, like just having more lights than normal?
Well, actually, not more lights than normal. I'm using a 3-point lighting system, right? So I invested in the GVM 560s when they were on sale on Amazon. And I'm going to do an overhead so you can actually see what I have set up here. Let's go here. Okay, so this is me live, right?
I love it.
So
I love it.
I've got my camera, my lights, and thanks to Limb Drop, make sure you put some diffusion paper so they're not hot. Right? You want to have bright spots. So I've got my key, I've got a fill over on the side here, and behind me, just out of view, I have my backlight. So I have some separation from my background, which is about maybe 6 feet away from me.
Right.
Okay. So definitely need to have lighting. I'm actually at my desk. I believe I showed you a few weeks ago what I was really working with, and most people didn't see, right? So I'm going to give you a quick look at that. This is what I was working with before. This is my studio before.
Wow.
Okay. I had on my wall to my right, I had for a green screen, which was like dirt cheap, $1 plastic green, which actually worked well. It was a great low-end entry. All right. But of course, now I've leveled up to a real green screen so that I can do different things in my set. If you notice, look at the boxes. Yes, my table were chairs, high chairs and tables, cable box, because I'm into telephony. So I had some boxes of Ethernet network wiring, Cat 6 preferably, that I put my monitor on, okay? And so, I mean, you use what you have, and you make it happen. Most people won't see your behind the scenes setup, but this is what we worked with. And before I had the lights, I had lamps. So the glow up for me over the last 2 months has been to invest in a Husky. Let me, yes, that is, someone asked in the comments, is that a Husky?
They did.
Yes. So it is a adjustable, so you can crank it. I decided to go with the crank so I can get a little
exercise.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, I can, this morning, I actually had, and it's movable, it's on wheels. So I can actually roll it around. So when I want to use my green screen, I can adjust it, move it forward, and I now can key out my back and do whatever I want. And of course, when I'm doing other sets and scenes, I can move it around in this environment and of course, stand or sit as I need.
I like it. So while you're there and we have this camera shot, can you show us, like, point to where your iPhone is?
My iPhone is, well, let's see. Let me move this light up.
There you go. I see it now.
Right there.
Wow.
On the tripod.
Wow.
Okay. Right in front of me.
I love it. I love it.
That's it.
You know, what I love about this, that's my next upgrade is going to be that Husky desk. I think that's an amazing for the price. It's amazing.
Yes.
But I just want to say kudos to you because so many people are fixated on the camera, right? The price or the next newest camera. Doc, I'm looking at you with looking for that alpha. But the good techniques of lighting and distance and separation, those things will help any camera look better. So, we all have an old iPhone sitting around. Don't let lack of stop you, right, from getting to what you want and getting your message out there. So whether you're a church or whether you're a brand person or you just want to be a creator, use what you have and you can always get better. And, Bishop Oliver, I got to say this too. He's an old school Marine Corps veteran. So I know he knows to put his head down and just keep grinding and make it better every day.
Absolutely. Now, this overhead is the camera I was using before. That's my Galaxy. So that is an Android Galaxy 9, right? Note 9. I'm bringing into the system through NDI. Okay. So use what's in your hands. It just works. And honestly, I took a sabbatical from technology from the beginning of 2016, just up to March of 2020. I had helped many churches and ministries in New York before we relocated here to South Carolina to level up, whether in technology, anything technology, I was like an infopreneur. So from phone systems to security cameras, IP cameras, audio systems. And I got bit by broadcasts early 2000 when streaming was just getting started. Mogulus, before it became live stream, before it became video.
I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. So I was in that place where streaming faith was the first and only choice for churches to go live over the internet. And I don't know if you remember Windows 98. I don't know if anybody here is a PC person.
Yep, I remember
but there
that.
was something called Gizmo 98. Gizmo 98. For $49, I created a commercial with that software and put it on the cable network to sell coin phones. That was back in 98, 99. So this has been interesting and it's been a good journey. And we are currently helping pastors understand the need to level up. So we got something now, if I can share it, it's called Digital Strategies for Churches. So we do free webinars and we share with them. If they're on the Mac, Ecamm is the best way to go.
That's good.
If they're not on the Mac, we've got other alternatives for those who are on the PC and those who are leveling up, but not just for video content creation, but just for their ministry overall. How do they handle engagement? You may have seen some of our Wednesday Bible trivia.
I went through one of those trivias. Yes, sir. I loved it.
So do you have a website? Do you have a website that I can put in the comments to share that with?
Digitalstrategiesforchurches.com. Digitalstrategiesforchurches.com, because we're helping ministries use what's in their hands. They may not be mega ministries. They may not have a big tech group, but we want to show them how to use what's in their hands, like Moses. What's in your hand? Use what's in your hand,
like you.
And then level up as you go. You can really reach the masses with the tools of technology if you know how to use them. So that's what we're here for.
Bishop Oliver, thank you.
Right now.
so very much for coming to the show today and showing us your setup. I mean, I remember the first day in Vlogmas, you had the avatar that you were doing, and I was just blown away at your ability to use the technology and what you were doing. And I haven't forgot that. I haven't did my avatar video yet, but it is coming up. So thank you for being a part of the show today and showing us how you are uniquely using Ecamm. And man, the iPhone, that's going to help a lot of people that think getting into live streaming, they have to have so much production. The best camera to use is what?
The one that you have.
The one that you have. I love it. I love it. I love you. Well, I want to get ready now, Brent, to go to our next guest, production guest, because, man, this is so cool to have this as a part of our show to where we can show some of our Let's Get Live crews, some of the Ecamm community group people off on our show. That's, I mean, who else better to show off, right? People that are in the community that are serving other folks like these people, right?
Well, I love that a lot of the people that we're showing, especially today, and I don't know if you did this on purpose, and I don't know we thought about that on purpose when we set up our guests, but all three of these people are serving others. They are trying their best to help other people. So our next guest is doing the same thing. And, you know, that's what's important. I mean, we're in a pandemic, we're stuck at home, and now we've realized that we can reach out and touch another person through Ecamm and live streaming, YouTube, Facebook, you know, all that good stuff. So I've made, you know, me and you met through Vlogmas during the Ecamm group, Let's Get Live group, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this.
Right. That's right. So you want to go ahead and introduce our next guest?
Yes, let's bring in Fuljens Henry, and he does a ton of production, but he also, his, you know, what he works for is the Haitian Community Center in New York. And I just think it's what he is doing is amazing. And he also do some fitness videos. So he's really pushing Ecamm to that next level, like not just, you know, even just what we're doing now is, you know, I've got a camera shot, you got a camera shot, but he's built a whole studio. He's got 3, 4, 5 cameras. He's got exercise videos that he's doing live. So, I mean, there's just a lot going on, and he's making it work with Ecamm. So I'm excited to see his new build out in his new studio.
There you go. Fuljens, how you doing, sir?
Man. I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me here. And I'm like, it's exciting that I was able to be on the same show as Sensei Bradley Vinson and Bishop Oliver. So
I know, right? It is very exciting, and even to have you here with the stuff that we're seeing you have an opportunity to do and showcasing some of your graphics, showcasing some of your amazing setups. I remember in Vlogmas, a lot of your videos were the exercise videos that you were putting out, or that you still do. And to see you kind of branch out, you also had some services that you were producing that you shared with us. I'm at awe at the backside of your production, and we would love to see what you have set up for us tonight.
And also use this opportunity to explain exactly the good you're doing for your community so other people can find out about that as well.
Okay, so before I get into the production review, I've been in nonprofit management for the past 11 years as the Deputy Executive Director of the Haitian American Community Coalition, HCC for short. We're a health and social services nonprofit. We provide, we have an Article 31 mental health clinic where we provide psychiatric services, mental health counseling. We do HIV testing. We have a mobile health clinic that serves all 5 boroughs in New York, providing health screenings, COVID testing, and so forth. We also have a domestic violence empowerment and awareness program. We have a supportive housing program for people living with HIV and AIDS. We are a well-rounded health and social services agency. And of course, we had the pandemic, and I was in a position where I had to help pioneer telehealth services and virtual programming for my nonprofit. So I took on this producer role, right? And while I was taking on this producer role, I learned a lot about this amazing software called Ecamm Live. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
Yeah, I think we've heard about that one. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Right. And I use that also, aside from the telehealth services and the other virtual programming for HCC, to help entrepreneurs, churches, businesses, health insurance companies, and so on and so forth in my community, help launch and elevate their virtual programming as well. And the fitness programming, FitBK, was such an essential aspect in our community, whereas like we had up to 150 members attending our classes on Tuesday and Thursday evenings in Brooklyn, right? And of course, we're not able to do that during COVID, so I was able to take that virtually. We started off doing Zoom rooms. The Zoom rooms were packed, 50 people a night, 150 people per week or so on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But then I wanted to leave Zoom because Zoom sucks, right? And I took that to YouTube. So YouTube has been very successful with the FitBK channel. 2019, according to TubeBuddy, we had 37 subscribers.
Yes,
and
sir.
as of today, we have 452 subscribers.
Come on, man. That's great. Channel. That's great. Okay?
We started off in a 7x7 dining room, and then I outgrew the space, of course, and I transitioned to my office, which became like a 10x20 studio space. I carved it out, and now I'm in this enormous space, this community center where I'm currently building out the new studio. But as of right now, it's being used specifically for FitBK programming.
That's awesome, man. So let's see what you got there.
Okay, great. So I'm going to switch over to the NDI camera, and I'm just going to give you like a tour. And I'm just going to kill the lights real quick so you could just get a full experience. All right, cool. So I have two LG 4K monitors here, and I have a 2019 MacBook Pro 16-inch and a 16 gig, right? And nice. I have a preview monitor here, which is great for the instructors. It's usually right in front of them by the camera, and they're able to see the comments coming into the screen, and they're able to interact with the audience, the members in YouTube. So this has been very successful. We started using it last week, and it's been really cool. Currently have a 2-point lighting system. I have one Aperture 300X with the Aperture Light Dome, and I have an Aperture 300D Mark II over here. Okay, the camera that I'm using is the Sony A7 III with a Sigma 2470. Okay. I love the quality of the Sigma lens, and I'm currently using the Sennheiser MKE 600 shotgun microphone, right? And I also have the Stream Deck XL. The Stream Deck XL is currently being used for switching my scenes and also my overlays. And also if I want to bring up like a flyer or make an announcement for an upcoming class, so I'm using the Stream Deck for that. I have everything connected into the CalDigit TS3 coming into the MacBook. Ran out of some ports, so one of the LG screens is connected into here on one of the USB-C ports, in addition to the preview monitor. So like I have a USB-C port here, and I'm connecting the HDMI cable to this flat screen over here.
Gotcha. I was going to ask you how you were doing that.
Right. And for audio, I'm using the Rodecaster Pro, and I have a USB mixer over here because I'm in a dilemma, right? I have the Rodecaster is being used for the music, and I have a loudspeaker, so I can't have the microphone and the loudspeaker on the same board. So this USB mixer over here, I have it connected solely for the MKE 600, right? And then I'm bringing the music and sound effects into the Rodecaster Pro. I also have an A10 Mini. The A10 Mini is not being used for the current production, but starting this month, starting in February, there's going to be some strength training classes where I'm going to have to incorporate a multiple camera setup, some cameras on the floor, some overhead cameras, and the A10 Mini Pro is going to come in handy. So I'm going to also switch over to the main view. So this is the main view that you see here in the class, right? And if I go onto my Stream Deck, I'm going to basically just run you through some of the scenes, right?
Okay.
So this is the preview
I'm already getting nervous, Fuljens, that you're about to start working out. You know, I'm
not
like,
me. Not me.
I'm starting to sweat already.
Right. This is the countdown screen, and this countdown was inspired by Bradley Vinson's tutorials, right? Because normally you have the round circle and the chasing lights, but I said, you know what? Everybody has the round circle chasing lights, so let me do some type of diamond type of thing with the cutout, and you can see the preview in there. So after that, we have a liability, right? We have liability.
Need that.
Then, right, for the fitness, and then we have our Fit BK intro that comes in.
Nice.
Followed by, right, I don't know if you guys could hear that, and then it'll cut to the main camera. And once the main camera is on the screen, I have a Keynote lower third coming in for the instructor. It's dynamic. Subscribe button comes in. The YouTube comes in. The YouTube will fly down. The Twitch will come up, and then and everything else will just fly out from over to the left, right? And then we also have a social media plugs in the top corner: Facebook, Instagram. I have those coming in, and we also have a subscribe animation that could fly into the screen, right? And we have, folks love this. The ladies love when this happens. Like, we have like this water break overlay, and when the water break overlay is on the screen, I'll usually like have a flyer come in to promote an upcoming class, or we'll have this overlay appear into the screen, basically telling people to tag us in your sweaty selfies. And there's official Fit BK on Facebook and IG. And then what's also fun is when I bring the smoke. So I couldn't do this show without doing a little smoke show for you guys.
Come on, please do it.
Bring it.
Here we go. Smoke this place out.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
And that allow you to see the lights that are running a little better.
Right. So that is, and then towards the end of the programming, I'll have the credits. We'll have some credits run. Right.
And you're like everybody in the credits, right? Because you're doing all of this.
Now there's a few others. There's a few others in there. And then, since we're a nonprofit, and we have some different community partners that we work with, we also have commercials from, let's say, of the health insurance companies and the pharmaceuticals, and we'll run a commercial at the end, or sometimes it could be a sponsored commercial. So we'll run that towards the end of the programming as well. I'm going to switch back to my main camera, and I'm just going to turn the lights back on.
Sure. Now, this is just amazing to me. I just want to say one thing to everybody. I'm a big proponent of pivoting. You have to pivot in this COVID environment, and it's going to be a while before we get back to normal. And you're looking at something that can extend the reach of what his community center is doing for his population, even during COVID and even beyond COVID. Let's say it goes away tomorrow. I still think this reaches a whole new group of people that might not come in live, right? Or don't have the ability to come in and do the workouts and stuff like that. So if you're, a church, community center, teacher, anybody that's helping in the public space, I think this is like that next level, what you're doing, Fuljens. It's amazing. And I know we've talked in the background a bunch. I know you got some big plans, a big control room. You got more sets to build. But I want everybody to think how your business, your brand, your community center, your teaching class, whatever it is, can utilize the internet to just help more people. And the rest will come, right? You'll grow and you'll get more subscribers or whatever your mission is. But to me, this is kind of like the democratization of all of these services.
Absolutely. Love it. Dude, you're doing a great job, man. Thanks for coming on the show and sharing this setup. I mean, your setup is pretty stout, brother. I mean, you have a lot going on. I would really like to see how you're going to take the A10 Mini and add to what you're doing here. And that's just when you have more cameras to actually switch between?
Absolutely.
Great. Great, man. So thanks again for being a part of the show and showing your production setup and how you are uniquely using Ecamm. So for everybody that's watching, of course, you can get Ecamm if you don't already have it in the comments today and links in our description of this show. You can try Ecamm for free. So just click that link and get a free trial on the stream show. Brant, man, this has been an awesome day. Now, right after this, we're going to go to Clubhouse and be able to do a question and answer. And I'm hoping Bishop Oliver and Fuljens can come kind of hang out for a few minutes. We want to meet you. And Bradley, we want to meet you over in Clubhouse as soon as we're done. But we got some more stuff to do, right?
Well, we can go through. One of the things I would love to do is talk about thanks to our sponsors, thanks to Ecamm, thanks to TubeBuddy, thank you to Shure Microphone for sending me this microphone. Thanks to Ecamm for believing in us and putting it across all their networks. And we're having a fun time, and I'm just very excited about this because I think a lot of people think, well, why are you going live? You're kind of fooling yourself. All of these people are helping other people, and that is so amazing to me, whether it's your church, whether it's your community center, or whether it's, Bradley teaching somebody. We've met people here that are making their sole living streaming. They're doing a cooking show, or they're selling products or whatever, and they're pivoting because of the pandemic. And I think it's amazing. And one of the things that I would like to talk about, I know we're getting close to the end. Tonight, we're going to announce a future guest. And this guest is really important to me because probably somewhere around the spring of this year, I started kind of circling back around. I've been streaming since 2006, and I really I was trying to look at how to get back into YouTube and what did I needed to do and how did I need to look, and trying to find someone that would inspire me. And I found that one person. I was so inspired, subscribed, I watch all their programming, and we were lucky enough to get this person on the show, and we want to announce that tonight. So I think you got something you want to roll?
It's about to go down, right?
Here we go.
Now.
What's up, y'all? This is Henny the Business, and I'm excited to be a part of the stream show with Strick and Brant. The stream guy. I'll be up there Sunday, February 21st at 7 p.m. talking all things iOS music production and how I'm doing all of these things on the iPad. See you there. See you soon.
Dude, that's pretty big.
I'm so excited. If you're not following, if you're not subscribed to Henny the Business, you need to go subscribe to his channel right now, because he's a I'd have to read all of his stuff from his website, and we'll have that when he comes on, but he's a Grammy award winning music producer. He does a live show on YouTube. He does it all with iOS devices, like all iPads and iPhones. That's it. And it's very inspiring.
And it's really big to have him come on our show. And I want to say this: we really appreciate the position that we're in to be able to bring this caliber of show to you. Like, we don't take it lightly that you guys are here with us, getting this information from Bradley to Bishop Oliver and from Fuljens. I mean, all of these guys are well abreast of how to use technology to get it out. At any point that you need more information, you can always go to the stream show on Facebook and hit us up with a comment. We would love to help you. Inbox each of us, whether that's individually. We've got people that are sending us videos and asking for help already, so we definitely thank you for that. And just because it is a part of what we're doing right now, I do want to do this. I want to show you this. We hadn't put it up before, but there it is. We have our Buy Me a Coffee widget that we could put on the show as well. And we thank you for the people that are already doing it and supporting us through Buy Me a Coffee.
Yeah, and I'll put that link in here real quick. If I can find it. I'm trying to keep up with all the links here, but we'll put that in there. And I also just put the link for the streamshow.live. We have a button there. If you want to be on the show and you want to be have your production reviewed, there's a form there that you could fill out. you can support us there. We have a merch store to buy these really cool T-shirts.
That's right.
Brought to you by Press and Sew. Thank you guys so much for that.
Hey, they made a cameo in Fuljens' production show. Yeah, he slipped that one in. It was the mouse pad. So big shouts out to Press and Sew,
I'm going to share this
helping the community.
I'm going to share this in the comments. We have a free guest instruction guide that Mr. Strick was kind enough to put together for us, and that link is there, and that'll send you to give us your email. We'll give you that free. It's a free download. It's like the top tips on how you can help inform your guests before they come on how to make sure your interviews go right. So please check that out. And let's see if I can find the other thing here. I am going to do, and I am putting it in the show now, is the buy me a coffee. Anything you can do there helps us keep the show going, because we just really want to help streamers succeed. So if you have questions, you can reach out to us on there. We have the Facebook page, the Stream Show Facebook page. I can put in the comments as well. And we just started a group in that page, so you can join the group. It's an open group, so there's no, it's not private or anything. So I will put that into the comments now. How about you, DJ? You got anything else?
No, actually, I'm sitting here because we had a 7 o'clock after show Clubhouse. So I'm starting the Clubhouse at about, I want to say, give myself 5 minutes. So 7:27, we're going to be over there in the Clubhouse room. I need you guys to come through. We'll be there just for a little while, answering questions about what we're doing and helping people as we can. So please join us over on Clubhouse. And I'm DJ Strick on Clubhouse, and Brant is just Brant Collins.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, DJ. He's like, he's just Brant.
He's just Brant.
I don't have like a secret code name. I wasn't a DJ. But,
right.
Just Brant. That's fine. I'm good with that.
You're still cool, Brant. You're still cool even with that.
I got the cool icon. You can see the icon. It's just it's mostly my beard, so you can find it pretty easy. Hey, I just really want to thank you, DJ, for for a lot of people who don't know, we do this. We tag team this throughout the week, but DJ does most of the heavy lifting with the graphics and the scenes and all that good stuff. So I just appreciate you, and I appreciate you for reaching out to me and asking me to host this show with you, because I think it's just been a lot of fun.
Hey, dude, we're in this together. We both work really hard and push each other for this show. So if anything, I hope people learn how to collaborate with folks, because that does help you in building a great stream and a great company, YouTube. And we can't do this without another great partner, which is Ecamm and TubeBuddy. So those great partners have really pushed us. Sure is coming on. Loopback is coming on. And Restream is coming on. So we have a lot of people that are helping us do what we do, and we thank all of you for being in the audience today. So I got like 3 more minutes to get this room together so we can see you guys in Clubhouse. So without further ado, we want to see y'all next Sunday. It's the Super Bowl, live Super Bowl contest. So we're giving away Ecamm for free, and we're giving away TubeBuddy Legend Plan for free next Sunday. And we have a young lady by the name of Joy Stokes who has her own product that she's selling called the Joystick, joystick.com. So y'all check her out and make sure you look for the spelling of that, because I'm sure there's some other joysticks out there and you don't want those. This one is for streaming production. So here we go. So man, thank you guys for hanging out with us. I'm Strick.
Now I'm Brant, and we are
the Stream Guys. Hey, man, we're going to get that together one day.
Remember, no streamer left behind. We're doing this together.